All right. What's going on, Mike? Okay. Mike, check. What's going on, guys? Had to get my audio right. That's my fault. CTM Sports. We finna get into it. Draymond Green blaming Steve Kerr after the success that he's had. Blaming Steve Kerr. We gonna watch the clip. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is he capping? Is he telling the truth? Really want to take my time and walk through this. Walk through this and just have a conversation about it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think that he's being disingenuous on some things, sprinkled with a little bit of truth. And with him having a podcast, controversy sells, man. That's just kind of the name of the game. But I would challenge him on some few things from a third person view, and say that even if he didn't like you, he still allowed you to live, whether you agree with it or not. He did. And we're going to talk about that. Before we do that, oh, excuse me. Let's check out the clip. See what he say. So he's talking out of both sides right now. He's saying what? Let's start it over. Hold on, let me start over real quick. So he's saying both things at one time. He said he feel like he was hindered, and he still feel like he became something. He's talking out of both sides. This side and this side. Weird, but let's keep listening to it. So you say part of it is due to him, but I don't hold it against him. But I don't know if I heard him say I have to take accountability for some of the things that I did. Let's see if he say that. So he says it in a way where he's trying to be respectful and disrespectful at the same time. He said he put me in position despite my offensive role. And we all know he played for the Warriors, right? Common sense would tell you if you go to the team with the Splash Brothers, you're not going to splash the ball, right? Now, this is where I would challenge him at. How in the world did Harrison Barnes come in and was getting the ball along with the Splash Brothers and that's win the first wave of championships? How did Sean Livingston, and he didn't even shoot threes, how did he find a way to score more points? But you being a point forward couldn't find a way to score more points, even if the play's not ran for you. But So you ran KD off, and even before KD was there, you wouldn't even shoot enough for them to run plays for you. You can say they didn't run plays for you, but there were times that a lot of teams wouldn't even guard you because they knew that you were going to pass the ball to them. And you made the smart play. You got the ball to Clay, Steph, and KD. And when KD left, you made sure that Steph and Clay were taken care of. The times I saw you shoot a three, it's almost like you shot it out of necessity because the clock was running out. Because you can't tell me that you had two of arguably the best 3-point shooters we've ever seen, and you never worked on your 3-point jumper. But you want to dance. You want to dance around that. You were arguably with two of the best 3-point shooters. You could never work out with them in the summer or during the season. How do I make my 3-point shot better? How do I make my form better? And you were with them for how long? But they don't talk about that part. So let's talk about that. If he would have stayed true to who he would have been a second round pick. He probably would have been bouncing around teams because he wasn't an offensive dominant player. I've never seen him have a back to the basket post game. I didn't see it that much. And when he did shoot, like I said, it was out of necessity because they was trying to keep the ball out of Clay and Steph's hands, so they just left him wide open. So the thing I would ask him is, how was Livingston able to do it? How was Poole able to do it? Harrison Barnes, before he left, he was able to do it. I'm sure they didn't have plays for Iguodala. He still was able to find his way. Even Swaggy P came in and was shooting threes when they won that championship when he was there. But you couldn't learn how to shoot threes, though. I just have a hard time sometimes. People try this stuff. It's like you had, in my opinion, you had every opportunity to learn how to be an offensive juggernaut, but I think you felt like it was easy to just pass them the ball and let them shoot, and you get an easy payday. But then you realize afterwards, man, I should have asserted myself. Man, I should have developed my jumper playing with the greatest 2 3-point shooters we've ever seen. Why didn't you develop that? Do you think Steve Kerr saw that? You was not developing yourself. You wasn't growing yourself. You was just being that point forward that was going to keep passing them the ball, be the enforcer. But when do you take the accountability for diversing yourself? There were some games you didn't even take shots. Maybe 2 or 3 shots, maybe. But a lot of times we try to dance around it. So my next point is Draymond dancing around his tactics that Steve Kerr covered up. Even though he may not have liked you, a lot of things he covered a lot of your transgressions, whether you want to admit it or not. You punched Jordan Poole in practice just on camera. They could have cut you from the team then, probably. You don't think he had a hand in it? You don't think they probably asked him what you think we should do, and you still on the team? You ran Kevin Durant off. They pretty much picked you over Kevin Durant. They let him walk out. You don't think that it left a sour taste in their mouth that you ran Kevin Durant off, the guy that y'all probably could have won at least 2 more championships with? You don't think that left a bad taste in their mouth? When you a baller, man, you don't have to have plays called for you. You'll find a way to get it done. You'll find a way to get your points. But if you be passive about it and you're like, I'm just gonna get him the ball and make easy money. In my opinion, you was making easy money. This is my opinion. The easiest 100 million or whatever much you made, you could have made because the pressure of being a premier scorer. I don't know if you could have lived up to that. In my opinion, I don't think you could have lived up to that. Based on how you shoot and your confidence in shooting, I don't think you could have lived up to what Clay and Steph was doing. Because if you did, they wouldn't have needed Kevin Durant. Think about that. They wouldn't have needed Kevin Durant. But you want to come on here and talk like a bust down. Steve Kerr this, Steve Kerr that. When do you take upon for Draymond? Draymond did this, Draymond did that. Last thing. Is he trying to leave or is he trying to get Steve Kerr to leave? This that kind of went viral. I'm sure Steve Kerr heard it. I'm sure the front office heard it. Something's going on behind the scenes. And for him to say that it has to be some kind of tactic behind him saying this. He didn't just say this for nothing. And when you're doing business, so what if somebody don't like you? It's business. It's nothing personal. And some people have a hard time dealing with that because especially when you toward the end of your career, you feel like things should be personal, but at the end of the day, it's business. That's just how the game go.
It's always business, never personal.
And man, you have 4 rings, great run. What's the complaining about, man? I mean, he came in after Mark Jackson, man, and set up a system that y'all thrived in. Then you have the audacity to come back and say you think Steve Kerr hindered your career. No, being a team player, you being smart and choosing to be a team player hindered your individual career because you wanted to be a team player if you wanted to win a championship. And if you say that, it sound like you can sound like you being jealous of Clay and Steph. If you can say they didn't run a play for you, people can take that so many different ways. Why you got to be careful how you say it. Whether Steve Kerr liked you or not, the actions show different. The fact that he gave you the ball to make decisions says a lot. And even if he didn't like you, it says even more that to put somebody in a position that you don't like to make plays and not sit you on the bench. Like Gil, shout out to Gilbert Arenas. Shout out to Gil. He said he didn't like Kaminga, and you see what he did to Kaminga. Kaminga couldn't even get on the court unless he didn't have no choice. But you started, played almost probably 40 some minutes a night, and you weren't even doing double numbers. Some nights you didn't even have nothing in the scoring. You may have 0.5 rebounds, I guess, 4 assists, something crazy. And you got the nerves to come over here and bash the dude that put you in position. Even if he didn't like you, he still put you in position. You were still part of the three, or what they call the three on the team, but you're mad because you was Tito. You wanted to be Michael Jackson and Jermaine, but you're mad because you're Tito. So you gotta stop dancing around and just keep it real with yourself. You hindered your career as well. You had a hand in it because you chose to be a team player. And we both know when you chose to be a team player, you're gonna give up some of your individual accolades. You're gonna give up some of those individual stats in order to win a championship. And you won 4 of them. I bet you it's some people that would trade some of their individual stats to get that hardware, to get one of those 4 rings. If they could have just won 1 ring in their career. But I digress. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm about to sign out this thing. Is Draymond Green doing it for clicks? Is he trying to get up out of there, or is he trying to get Steve Kerr to leave? Let me know in the comments. I think Draymond is on some other stuff. I think he's trying to build his podcast. I think that he's throwing shade at Steve Kerr. He could have said that to his face in a meeting or something. He had to go online with it, but hey, everybody different. Everybody do things their way. I'm just saying, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. CTM Sports, and I will catch you on the next one.